Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a general reading for the sign of Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Taurus, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. I truly appreciate it. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will never reach out to solicit for a private reading. I do offer private readings, and if you're interested in signing up for one of those or in making a donation, the information regarding that can be found in the About section of my YouTube page, and I thank you in advance. Taurus, I am trying to reach 500 subscribers by the end of the year, and I'm hoping that you will subscribe if you feel so inclined, and if you already have, thank you so much. So Taurus, I am starting this new part of my practice. I'm doing a mini meditation before every reading and writing down up to 10 things that I see while I'm just, kind of zoning out and thinking about your energy and being in your space. So I wrote everything down, and I did date it for the day that I am recording, but tarot is timeless. So even if you're watching this 2 years from now, it doesn't matter about the date. It just matters about the symbols and the visions that I saw. And this first one is pretty hilarious. I don't know if it's because I'm hungry, but I don't think I am. Maybe you are. Maybe you're eating one right now. It says cheeseburger. If you are eating one right now, please let me know, because that's hilarious. A gold doorbell plate. So not the doorbell itself, but the metal plate around the doorbell. Very specific. Peanuts, but more so the cartoon with Charlie Brown and Snoopy and Linus and the Peanuts gang. I saw that, so maybe you'll see Snoopy somewhere in your travels, but in a weird spot. It's not going to just be like in a place where you would expect to see Snoopy, right? Like at the Snoopy Museum or whatever. No, maybe it's somebody's tattoo, or somebody's wearing a shirt that, you're in the doctor's office and somebody's wearing a Snoopy shirt, something like that. A ladder on the side of a water tower. An open field. The movie Moonlight Kingdom by Wes Anderson. That's probably my favorite film of his. Moonlight Kingdom. If you haven't seen it, highly recommend. Really weird. My third eye's it's buzzing right now. It's like almost itching me. It's still it's very active right now for your reading. Shoulder tension. A music or recording studio, because what I actually saw were the wall dampeners, the shapes on the walls, the kind of triangular shapes of foam that actually mute out all of the outside sound. A zipper, a seagull, and a cabin. So I'm going to hold that up for you if you want to take a screenshot of that. These may show up in your daily life somewhere in a random way that's not so random. If you see them, just take it as a sign that your spirit guides are speaking to you. It's one of these things when you find a synchronicity, is it actually a hair? I think it's a hair. It was buzzing. Anyway, your spirit guides are speaking to you. So like whenever you see, I'll give you an example. Give you a perfect example of a synchronicity that happened to me the other day. I was with my sister and her husband in the car, and we were on our way to visit a family member, their grave. We were paying our respects. And right as we were pulling up to the cemetery, that family member, who is one of my spirit guides, his favorite song, or one of his favorite songs from 30 years ago, probably at this point, started playing on the radio at the moment that we were pulling up to the graveyard to visit his grave. I don't know about you, but if you're wondering what song it was, it's Tracy Chapman's Fast Car. But how does that even happen, right? First of all, I don't even listen to the radio. I was listening to it because I was in the car. It's beautiful when Spirit speaks. You just have to be available to listen. Ears perked, eyes open. We're going to be doing your reading today, pulling one card from the Gateway of Light Activation Oracle deck and using the Light Seers Tarot. It's still itchy. I think your spirit guides have a lot to say. One card for Taurus, please. Taurus. Beautiful. Sacred inner space, sacral chakra, tenderness, sensuality. My goodness. Look at that. It's practically jumping off the page. If you can't tell here, this is a lotus. It's a lotus. Sacral chakra is the one right above the root. Can talk about sexuality, passion, creativity. It's the heart of creativity. And treating that space as something sacred, right? That's why, you want to, it's not always about like piety and it's like, oh, we're saving ourselves for the one. Sure, yes, that's good. But it's about how we treat ourselves, our bodies, our sacral chakra, and what happens in that space. If that space has been taken for granted, violated, made to feel unworthy, right? It can affect our whole lives. So showing ourselves love in that space at this time. So cards have been pre-shuffled. 4 cards for the base spread, 4 cards for the clarifier. Wow. Okay, cards really want to talk. Oh my goodness gracious, Taurus. Okay. Okay. Wow. All right. Just gonna get right into it. Starting off, it's past, present, future, and advice from Spirit. Starting off in the past energy, double 5. The 5 of Pentacles in the reverse. And the Hierophant in the Major Arcana, number 5. Let's talk about this card for a second. This card, pretty self-explanatory, but Pentacles energy is earth energy, so it's your energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And it talks about someone who is feeling left out in the cold. That's how it is typically described. That we feel like we're being ostracized or alienated. Perhaps we've alienated ourselves. We've removed ourselves from a situation, and now we're missing a soul tribe or a group of people, a family that we don't feel like we fit in, that we belong, that we're on the other side of a locked door. But perception, right? Because sometimes this energy can feel like a little bit of martyrdom, like taking a sacrifice for the greater good, and then we're left alone, right, to suffer in silence. It is a little bit of martyrdom, and it is a little bit of self-pitying energy. You did get this card in reverse. What's beautiful about this depiction is that the key is right there to be able to open that. It's like you have the key to open that door at any time. And in your past energy, I feel as though you finally rallied. You stepped out of that feeling sorry for yourself energy. And we all do it. We all feel that way sometimes. But you just refused to put up with it anymore, to feel sorry for yourself anymore, to feel like, okay, if I don't belong to that group, I'm going to find another group where I belong, where I find my people. Those people weren't meant for me. I'm going to find another group, right? So that's that energy. And I believe that it came perhaps with looking, right? Looking within. Isn't that beautiful? Kind of this At the end of this path, you find this beautiful channel of light, this portal of light. Isn't that something? The Hierophant is somebody who acts as a conduit between the earthly realm and the spiritual realm, the 5D. So they call this the Pope of the Tarot, but it can represent a spiritual leader, a religious leader, a coach, like a life coach, somebody, you know, or just a very dear earth angel friend who is channeling messages to you and providing you with much needed advice, good advice, solid advice, structure. The Hierophant represents structure. Can represent governing bodies as well. It can represent the government, governing bodies, but that's not how I read it for you today, especially given this card. Look at the color palettes too, those beautiful lush pinks and yellows, right? This is absolutely, these two cards are mirroring each other. So there's some kind of secret to life that you figured out, that when you step out of this energy and you kind of commune with your higher self, these kind of magical things can happen. Just pulling a clarifier for the clarifier. Four of Wands. You found a way to celebrate the little victories. The Four of Wands is also known as the 1111 card, the twin flame card, if you subscribe to that. But it talks about a firm foundation. Look at what we've built. Let's celebrate all that we've accomplished, our rising up. This is very celebratory energy, and it clarifies these two cards. So that's gorgeous. Even though they're fives, and fives are not my favorite. You found a way to overcome something that was really difficult in the past. And what that was mentality. You could have been struggling financially as well, and you're now kind of seeing the other side. We're starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel, that kind of thing, right? Right. The present energy, 8 of Wands, and another 5. That's 3 5s in your reading. That's a lot of 5s. That's too many 5s. But it's in reverse, so that's good. 8 of Wands in reverse, 5 of Wands in reverse. In the upright, this card talks about very quick moving, quick succession, quick action, initiation, because it's fire energy. Also fire energy, 5 of Wands. Chaos and conflict. Chaos and conflict. This can, I mean, you can see here, this came out in the Capricorn reading as well. Kind of stumbling over ourselves, right? Stepping all over ourselves, trying to reach a goal that we don't even know. We don't even know what it is that we're reaching for. So you got these cards in reverse. It's almost like I'm no longer going to work against myself. I'm not gonna kill myself to accomplish something that I don't even know, you know, if it's for my best and highest good. Why am I going to do that? Let's slow things down a little bit. See you getting some perspective on a situation and not just rushing in. What is the situation, Spirit, in the present energy? What are they dealing with in the present energy? Ooh. Whoa. Okay. Okay. Page of Wands in the reverse. The 3 of Swords. This is the heartbreak card. 8 of Swords. This is analysis, paralysis, being trapped and bound in one's own thinking. Well, okay, this is like the hardest card in the deck. This is clarifying your present tense, what needed to slow down. We needed to get some perspective. I think here you're really analyzing. I mean, could be analyzing it to the point where you're driving yourself a little insane, and perhaps the people around you, but take it as it resonates. I see fear here because the Page of Wands is in the reverse. Typically the Page of Wands is a student energy. It's a beginner's mind. The Page of Wands is excited about something and kind of leaps in, jumps in, dips a toe in. And you got this in reverse. So there could be something here that you're deliberating right now, and you're afraid that it's going to hurt you or disappoint you, like something in the past disappointed you. Like, you know, maybe you're trying to get back out on the dating scene. You really, really want to do it. You finally got to this place of gratitude and healing, and it's almost like you don't want anything to mess that up again. You worked your way out of a pit, and you don't want to fall back into that pit potentially. To that, I would say, right, because this describes the sacral chakra being stymied, things are being put into doubt, right? Yes, it's the heart. We could talk about the heart chakra, but it's like combined with Wands energy. I just feel like it's something you want to do. You want to put yourself out there in some capacity, and you're afraid because you don't want to be hurt again. And it's driving you a little nuts. I need to pull one more card. So crazy. I'm looking over here. I have a crystal on my desk. I'm going to show it to you. Fire quartz. Right. In the shape of a heart. This is fire quartz. This is fire energy. We use this crystal to dispel gossip. This is divine goddess energy. We use this to dispel gossip and hateful words and hateful thoughts, right? It's very powerful. I used to not be able to work with fire quartz because I was very sensitive to it, and I wore it once, and in the middle of the day, first time I wore it, I flew into an absolute rage over something. It was like work related. I literally raged, and then I realized, and I took it off because it was too powerful. I can work with it now because I've learned how to channel my energy, but Spirit wants me to almost like wave this over you to give you energy, right? Look at what it's like. Yes, something could have hurt you, but when you heal it, it can turn into something absolutely exquisite. Your experience, the life experiences you have, if you look at them in a certain way, they can become absolutely exquisite. And I didn't notice, and you're just gonna have to trust me, there was a card that was flipped over on the deck, and I don't know when that happened. Maybe when I went to grab the crystal. And what I see here is the Ace of Pentacles. Spirit has something new for you. Don't worry. They have something new. They want to give it to you. That's amazing. I don't know where that card came from. I think it slid off. My deck is right here, and I think it's just like when I was reaching for the thing, it must have slid off. I don't know. It was not on the desk before. You're just gonna have to believe me. I'm not freaked out by it because I'm sure there's an explanation, but it was like, where'd that card come from? So Spirit wants, it's like like this, right? It's like I'm trying to give you something, right? Maybe it's this is part of the epiphany, which is to say turn, I don't see the temperance card here, but it's like turn your pain into power, and don't close off what is potentially this just like beautiful part of you, right? And the future potential. Knight of Swords in the reverse. Knight of Swords is usually a very fast moving knight, just very earnest, like I gotta go express something to Taurus, I gotta say it. It's very, very important. It's very truthful, accurate, factual, right? In the upright, but you got it in the reverse. Along with the Knight of Cups. Okay, this is the future potential energy. And I'm gonna, a very similar reading, or a very similar sentiment came out for Capricorn. So if you have Capricorn placements, you may want to watch that message. The general reading for Capricorn. These are two knights who normally in the upright are like the best, right? Look at this guy. He's got flowers. Potential suitors, potential job opportunities, potential whatever these represent, right? Messages. When they're in the reverse, it's like there isn't a lot of inertia, authenticity, excitement behind them. Right? They could have, their messages could be confusing. And Spirit is asking me to tell you, because this is your potential energy, like you keep things as a status quo, just keep on keeping on and not change anything about your life. The potential in your future, as far as I can see in this card, now the future is not written in stone, you have the potential to change it. Right now in this moment, you have the potential to change it, right? Grab onto this brand new beginning that Spirit wants to give to you. But if you continue to stay in this energy and kind of squirrel yourself away and not take any step forward, you're almost going to attract what it is that you fear. And as I said that, one of my candles just went out. Whoa. All right, let me see if I can light this one. I have to read with two candles, or I prefer to read with two candles. I don't always have to, but I prefer. But that was pretty dramatic that the candle went out. You want to be, you know, and people are always talking about, you know, being high vibe and whatever. Well, there is actually some accuracy to that. When you project happiness, not in a fake way, but if you just celebrate the little victories, celebrate the big victories, celebrate your friendships and your good health, you know, whatever state that your life is in, saying life is lovely and like, I'm so grateful to be the person that I am, to be in the space that I am, to be a person who has free will. You know, there's so many people in this world that do not have that luxury. And if you're able to have access to the internet to even watch this message, then you are afforded certain luxuries in life. And if you can just sit and experience them and just say, gosh, I'm so grateful for what I have, right? And I'm not saying that you're not, but if you continue that, like keep it consistent, what you attract to you will be absolutely abundant. Right? Like, would you want to walk towards a door that had like just darkness? Like, let's say this was like all the lights were turned out and it was like this void. I mean, maybe you're goth like that and maybe you would want to, but I wouldn't want to. I would want to walk towards something that is light, that is attractive, that is positive. Imagine yourself as this light. But right now, it's like, these are unreliable to me, these energies. Why are they here, Spirit? Why are they in the future potential? Why? Strength card in the upright, 10 of Cups in the reverse. You've been struggling, I can see, this is for your happiness. The 10 of Cups in the reverse is, 10 of Cups in the upright is like bliss, contentment, fulfillment. And in the reverse, it's like just out of your grasp, just out of your reach. Strength card in the major arcana, number 8, which is Leo energy. You may be dealing with a Leo or have prominent Leo placements. Look at what I see. You see what I see? Look at that. Taking that broken heart, mending it in a healthy way, and wearing it as a badge of honor. Understanding that it's not about forgetting about what happened, but it is about learning and growing and transmuting, a transmutation of that energy, transforming that energy into something that you can work with, into something that benefits you. Okay, I've been hurt in the past, severely hurt, severely disappointed. And if it's not about love or whatever, maybe it's family, right? But I'm not going to let that keep me in that space of hurt. That involves the ego, right? The ego is there to protect us. So sometimes it can come out and really, believe me, right? Like, I'm over here giving the messages, but I'm literally currently dealing with something that is just testing every part of the worst parts of my ego. And it's difficult to master it. But in the future energy, you're going to do just that, Taurus. You're going to master it and then wear that proudly. Be proud of who you are and what you've been through and what you've overcome. Advice from Spirit couldn't be better. You did get the Devil card, but he came in reverse. And here are the Lovers. Free. The Devil, Capricorn energy, Gemini energy, both major arcana cards. The Devil represents codependency. I was gonna say co-depiction. What's that about, Spirit? Depiction, to depict something, is to picture it, right? It's a representation of something. So maybe there has been some facade that you've had to shatter recently. Devil card talks about codependency and addiction. Being trapped and bound. He's the puppet master, right? He keeps the lovers, the Devil keeps the lovers locked and bound. So to see him like this in the advice from Spirit, with the lovers especially, it's amazing. The lovers represents divine union and partnership, but it can also represent choice. At the end of the day, this is all your choice. You have free will. Spirit is saying, go after, right? This is so sacral energy. I mean, it's very sacral. Go after your passions. Go after what it is that excites you. Don't be scared. Yes, you had disappointments, but they're lessons, and let's look at them as lessons. 2 cards just popped out. Okay. Here comes Temperance and the 7 of Swords. This guy has been jumping from reading to reading to reading, and people are really dealing with that right now. I think we're coming to the end of the year, and at least in the time that I am reading. 7 of Swords can talk about procrastination. It can talk about thievery and trickery and denial of something. Not a great energy. But it is trying to get an advantage over something. Temperance card, what we were just talking about. This is what Spirit wants you to do, because it's in reverse right now. You're not quite there, right? This is advice from Spirit. These two cards came out to clarify the Devil and the Lovers. What is this saying in a nutshell? Stop running away from the fact that you have to do this hard work, this transmutation. How do you do it? In a practical sense, because Tauruses are earth energies, right? We got to be practical about things. You look at your pain square, nose to nose, square in the face. You look at it directly. And if you can't access it, then you start asking yourself the why questions. Why did I get angry about that situation? You know, what is it that triggered me? Why did it trigger me? When was I first triggered by that? And you keep asking your questions until you've literally, absolutely exhausted everything. And it will all stem back to the true heart of the matter. What it is that is really ailing your soul. Ailing your soul. Sometimes that has to do with like inner child stuff. Right? Our parents disappointing us in some other way. Us disappointing ourselves. Friends disappointing us. Life disappointing us. Whatever it is. You can stay in that energy, or you can choose to transmute it and enter into something really beautiful. It's your choice. As you're reading Earth signs had a really rough going. I will tell, and now my ear is ringing. It hasn't rung for anybody in a while. It was just a piercing and then it left. Earth signs have had a rough go. All of you. But I have confidence that you can make different decisions for yourself. I feel like now this side is... I don't know if your spirit guides just wanted to descend. Do you want to say something else, Spirit? Let me pull another... Okay. They're telling me to pull from another deck, so I will. I just happen to have this one here, so I don't know. Just pull from this deck. Shuffle a little bit. See what Spirit... Well, look at this. I don't have to shuffle. I already know. I went to shuffle the deck, right? Let's look at these two cards. 5 of Cups. I'm sorry, 4 of Cups in the reverse. You know, no longer being in apathy. Guess who just showed up in their own reading? Taurus. You didn't show up anywhere with this deck, but with this one, you were right here on the split. There's no way I could have planned that. See how Spirit is amazing? Spirit, you're amazing. It's amazing. I'm so thankful to Spirit right now. It makes me want to cry. It makes me want to cry. This represents Taurus in the Major Arcana. It's my favorite card in the deck. The Empress is the power, the divine feminine, the power of all 4 queens. Doesn't have to describe a woman. Don't look at gender. Just look at energy. She is the great receiver. She believes so much in herself and attracts so much to herself. And it's beautiful and it's good. Mother Earth, Mother Gaia, connect with the earth. Connect, ground yourself. Talk to the trees, I do. I don't care if people think I'm crazy. They talk back. They don't actually talk back in words. I'm not that crazy. But I feel love from the trees. I can't describe it. Animals are attracted to me. Like when you vibe and this energy, animals will start to come around you. People will be drawn to your orbit. Your spirit guides are literally, it's like they're putting their hand on my ear right now. They're so happy that you're getting this message. I hope that you receive it. embody the Empress. This is who you are. I'm going to end it there. I could not have ended it any better. Bit of a spirit. That's your reading, Taurus. If this resonated, and I really truly hope it did, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Please hit the bell notification to be updated as to when I post new readings. Thank you, Taurus.